And may all mothers and beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectively my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas and the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata stage, those who are reaching it at the present, and the Tathagatas, those Tathagata stage to come. Through the power of Samantha Buddha's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offering of arrows, pure flowers, flowing garlands of music, honoring oils, manifesting light, and the fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fine garment, and the perfume and the popero, for the highest moon meru, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest, most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of great Bodhisattva Samantha. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all Buddhas and the 10 directions of great Bodhisattva and the Pakika Buddhas. Those have attained Aharaship, those have entered the path of Aharaship and all other beings. I request to all great protector or the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as like dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to the enlightened states. I supplicate those Buddhas intending and passing to Purinavana to living long for us many eons as they are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is spanking with the scented water and stirred with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as a Buddha fares. To the Lama who possesses the 3 kayas, I offer the altar in all the sacred offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant me supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostration, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of our sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Rena Mendala Bunza Munga Samanda Zawarin Samaya Hom Samaya Hom Equal refuge, ornament of the world. Your friend provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara with adored. I bow at the feet of Father Njiti Songo. Continually, I think with no one but you. Compassion, one grant your blessings. Dissipate darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the 2 vehicles and the combination according to this position, the likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of clouds of 2 worlds, and perceived the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds wisdom texts. At his heart, he has a compassion for all beings who are suffering from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of harmonious speech. He wears the wisdom silver, true card settling of suffering into despair, darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplishing the 10 levels and the perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 Son of Buddha, to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapazanade, 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 Om Arapazanade. Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Wangishoram, 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 Om Wangishoram. Om Wangishoram, Om Wangishoram, Om Wangishoram, Om Wangishoram. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you in the press to Manjushri, Yona Galen Jangwaibo, Ye Drome Rabdambar, Jiten the Mo Minsarwa, Jambara Yang La Sanzar Du. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. So, ready to share the teaching? Do you have the yes or no? Okay, so no. Before teaching, we're going to do short mantra, the short meditation, each sections. So followed by the 5-part Mahamudra. First, yesterday we shared the teaching, love, compassion, bodhicitta, we meditate. And couple minutes, cultivate. So love, compassion, bodhicitta. Second, we meditate Yadam deity. Bring the Yadam into your mind and mentally supplicating, meditate. Next, we meditate Guru Yoga, supplication to the Guru. Next, Mahamudra, resting mind in the natural state. dedication, mentally dedicating, sharing all this practice for other beings. Dong ge du jie xiao jie rui zhen zhong yin jie me do de jie bong jiang ba si jie len bo dao bu rui ji pe ge xiao jie jie bei xiao la ge zong zi du jie jiang jie de lo na ro dang mar ba me lai ji jie gang bo ba ba mo zhi ba jie wan di gong bei ga ju lama nam la zor wan de rong mei yu je yan je bo gang ni de zong san jie gen jie ngo wo nie rang zhen ju ge ngo zong dong zhe bei za we lama nam la ge zang ze. So I'm going to share this 5-part Mahamudra. Yesterday we talked bodhicitta and Yadam deity. We finished 2 sections yesterday. So today we are is verses 3. So first I chant once Tibetan in this song of realization. Same time you're also receiving the transmission. Then I'm going to go into the teaching. Ngadin Topengor. Parpamo Jebe Yalan de Zanda Ninji Tabola Yimpin Jejudo Majena Chonglame Urje Menyongwe Semendon de la Nende Zu Ranle la Ge Yarbola Yen Yerme Jeten Za Mazena Mankan Jeng Kon Ba Mendeve Le Yadam Jelala Nende Zu Lama Ge Gan Rula Mege Jenye Ma Yarna Sin La Je Che Je Men Jong We Semegen de la Nende Zu Semye Je Nam Ka Yang Ba La Nam Do Ge Jin Zo Man De Na Chen Ye Je Za Gar Me Tra We Semedon de la Nende Zu Zo Nye Ye Yen Nor We La Mon Lang Ge Se De Ma Ze Na Gen De Je Je We Men Jong We Yen Ngo Wan de la Nende Zu. Today the verses is third. So weighing on the Guru, the snow copper peak of the 4 bodies, the sun of devotion, does not shine. The stream of blessing will not arise. Therefore, make effort, consonant mind, seat of devotion. So this fourth is Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga, this practice is very, very important for the meditator practitioners. Guru Yoga is also specifically this, Vajrayana tradition. So this practice is kind of more essential, more benefit who use this, practice the Guru Yoga. So, we know the Buddhist teaching is followed by logic and followed by devotion. These two is sometimes, people misunderstand, like kind of like, contradicting each other. So when you're going to study Buddhist philosophy, and during that, in the teaching, you never almost hear about the Guru Yoga and the devotion. Is they don't much mention about this topic. So that time always, mention about logic, investigate, knowledge. So you have to use your own knowledge, study, and investigation. So that's called intellectual meditation. So that is the good for the, study Buddhist philosophy. Not only just belief, trust, devotion, and you have to investigate. Then investigate, the result is arise devotion, actually. You really know this Dharma is unmistaken, is right and correct, truth. And then you really recognize the Buddha is unmistaken teacher. So we really know Buddha's qualities, love, compassion. Buddha has two omniscient wisdoms, and through that he shared all the teachings for, wanted to have liberating mother sentient beings. So you use logic, investigate, the result arise is actually comes devotion. Very strong devotion arise. But sometimes not that happen, study, too much investigating, become Buddhist philosopher, also similar as a scientist. So that's also could be happening. But that is a very rare, not many happen. Generally, who study Buddhist philosophy use logic, investigate, even without the devotions, then goal is arise the devotion. And then generally, right now, we are not talking about the philosophy investigation. We are going to practice, using this special teaching. So this 5-part Mahamudra is a very special, method to reach to the enlightenment. Goal is reach to the enlightenment. The goal is not we investigating, finding is right or wrong, or is true or not true. Not that is our goal right now. Our goal is try to reach to the enlightenment. So, free from samsara. So then this is the teaching is, the more performed, guide the stages. Also, we have these different levels of guide to the enlightenment. This teaching is, yesterday I told you, it's actually, of course, Buddha shared already all these teachings. But then that time, some people practice only love, some people practice only compassion, some people focus for bodhicitta, some people practice Guru Yadam Deity, and some think is Guru Yoga is important. Some people think Mahamudra is important. So that kind of, devotions, practitioners, they don't bring together, I think. So then Jigten Sumgon, he has realized, he heard these teachings from his guru, Mahamudra, And so then when he got realization, he arise, this is like become called promote or wisdom arising the teaching comes the song of realization. Yeah, so then he bring all these five is together and no separation. So they don't have like, this is the most important to the other. So your right hand is important to the left hand. You cannot really say my right hand is more important than the left hand. Both is important. So same, this five of them is very important. Someone who going to wanted to free from samsara, wanted to liberate enlightenment. Without this either one, you're missing some part. So we're going to grow the flower. Water is important, or soya is important, or sun is important. So what is important? You cannot really pick up one is important. Have to come all together, right? So grow the flower. So all this condition, cause condition come together. Result is you can see beautiful flower. Same, you use all this technique, five of them bring together. Then result is enlightenment. So that's why this five-part Mahamudra is become, in Qigong Kagyu tradition is very strong, follow this tradition and practice. The five-part Mahamudra is very important part Qigong Kagyu lineage, and also other Kagyu lineage all use five-part Mahamudra after that. So the before, just everyone has practice, but not follow step by step, just focus either one. That's why after this, bring together, and then also we call Nadin retreat, means like five-part Mahamudra 3-year retreat center. Only this teaching. Sometimes people think, oh, go something special, but actually it's this one. Have to step by step that follows, guide. And then yesterday I told you, we have more teaching. They actually sometimes I see in Tibet the 3 years retreat centers, because of that hard to get teachers to hear these teachings, and the teacher goes like maybe 1 month after, 3 months after, once short sections. They hear, but they're more focused for practice. On the other hand, we are here. We hear these teachings, many teachers, but less practicing, less focus. They don't think they're important. Then the reason, we are always kind of similar, same again and again. Yeah. Then you hear this teaching again and again, become, chidek method means like Dharma hearing too much, no practicing, then Dharma cannot benefit. Same as the stone is stay in the water. Stone never get soft. Water is all the time with them, right? Yes. The stone never get soft. So someone all the time hearing again, no devotion, no practice, then just hearing again, one day, no connections. So same is like our mind is strong. So that's why this teaching must be same as butter. Okay, our minds must be same as leather. Butter makes leather very soft, right? And then leather can have a flexible. You can make bags, you can make shoes, you can make whatever you want, a jacket. So otherwise, leather cannot, it's too tight, and it's become, without oils, it's broken leathers, too tight. So you cannot make anything. Same, we use this teaching and practice, become our mind has ability. Can arise love, can arise compassion. Our mind can arise bodhicitta. Our mind connect with Yedam and inseparable with Yedam. Our minds can be same as the guru, That's all ability is arising. The use this practice and the teaching. Do you understand? Yeah? So which kind you want your mind? Is tight leather or soft leather? Soft leather, yeah. Which is the make the soft leather because it's oil, right? Need oil. So same. We need a soft mind, and that means like all this quality, the teaching quality have to come into our mind. That's most important, yeah. So now today, Jigten Sangho sharing about is Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga is devotion. So without devotion, you really cannot connect with enlightened spiritual people, beings, you know. So devotion is very important, but then how to get a devotion? That is the hardest question. I want devotion, but I don't have a devotion. How do I get develop, my devotion? Then how we do? So you cannot buy, right? You cannot forcing. And how do we get devotion? So the devotion is arising many different reasons, One is like you study Buddhist philosophies, teachings, investigating, you really know this teaching is truth. This practice is truth. You get yourself as uncertainty, Then arise devotion to Buddha. Because when we study this Buddhist philosophy, very strong devotion arises to Nagarjuna, Of course, Buddha Shakyamuni and Nagarjuna, reason is they share these interdependent teachings. No one shared before. So then Nagarjuna make all this very clear, more developed, and use the logically what Buddha taught is. So that's why Nagarjuna, all teaching, beginning homage to Buddha is he always say, you have, interdependent teachings. No one taught that before. You are omniscient wisdom Buddha. So you know truth. So that's why I homage to you. So Nagarjuna also homage to devotion to Buddha. Reason is he know that Buddha's teaching, right, is a mistake and correct truth. Then we studied Buddhist philosophy, arises strong devotion to Nagarjuna, we knowing his knowledge, wisdom, and his compassion, So that's the devotion arises to the gurus means we study teaching and then knows that teaching is truth, very special. It helps us, benefit us. You feel that, then arising devotion to the gurus. So today, gurus, Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Lotsa, Malarepa, Gambopa, Pamotropa, Jiktin Sungu, they all these teachers, lineage, there are many, many names that we cannot mention about everyone. So until, we special devotion who has that, until that. So we have to, recognize their share this teaching come from lineage, unmistaken lineage. And then, you receive this teaching, you practice, you practice, then you get some benefits. So then strong devotion arises to the gurus. Yeah, if without the practice, very hard to arise devotion to the gurus. So long as you practice more connection to the guru, more connection to the Yadam deity, more connection to the Dharma. So that's why our case, I think, we're not going to, as I told you, the study investigating to arising devotion, but use this teaching. You practice, then you get to some levels, your also qualities, benefits, and then your own experience arising devotion to the guru and the Dharma. So the main point is you practice more, you connect with more Dharma and arising devotion more to the gurus. So in there has levels. What Gambopa says, first, rely on ordinary guru, person first. You have to hear the teaching, Then second is Dharma is our guru. So you know the Dharma, you know how to practice, then you use the Dharma as your guru. Do you understand? Okay, so the second is Dharma is our own guru. Then third is our own mind is our own guru. So you transform this ordinary mind. And you discover your own mind is true, it's enlightenment. Actually, your own, this mind is discovering to the own Buddha. So it's called we are all beings Buddha, but due to no obstacles, we don't recognize we are Buddha. So now you discover yourself, you are Buddha, your mind is discovered on Buddha. So then that is the absolute truth guru. So that is called secret level guru. Secret level guru is our own mind. Yeah. So that means you are actually free from samsara. You don't rely on any others. So also, even with not enlightenment, but think about, first you have to hear the teaching, right? You have to know the teaching, Dharma. So that is dependent guru. Second, then you know the Dharma, you have to use that practice, Dharma. You have to use that Dharma in the practice. Third, you discover your own nature as a Buddha. Then you rely on first two, right? You are become independent. So you're not dependent, right? That is absolute truth. Guru is our own guru. So if someone not practice Dharma, then this Guru Yoga is not suitable for them. The point is, because think about in this generally worldly, and people like talk about equal right and like same, right? This kind of like lots of different like ideas and many complicates there. So Guru Yoga is not really suited for worldly idea. But this is very important for the practitioner meditators. So I know the person example, and I grew up in the monastery. We always Dharma discussions, talk about, and who really practice the Dharma, who really not practice the Dharma. You see in even the monks together. Some people say Guru Yoga never accept. They think this is incorrect. They also have some kind of the ideas there too. Guru Yoga means like you bow down to another person, right? So that is the thing is like not really right. But someone who practices Dharma, then their Guru Yoga is most important. Especially this Mahamudra Vajrayana, this realization is come from Guru's blessing. The Guru is, you don't need to think about the person, right? Ordinary person, like. Then you're really hard to receive blessing. So Guru is embodiment of Buddha. We visualize. Guru is the embodiment of all the lineage teachers. So Guru is embodiment of Dharma. visualize and meditate, and you supplicating, then you don't like thinking about ordinary person, you transformed. Then you receive the blessings. That's why Jigten Sunggung says here, today, what is the root text says? We go to the root text. Root text says, okay, when on the Guru, the snow copper peak of the four bodies. Guru is the same as the snow mountain, yeah? The sun of devotion does not shine. So if devotion is not shine, the stream of blessing will not arise. Blessings not arise. Therefore, make effort, concerning the mind self of devotion. So devotion arise, then blessings comes. So that's the, this Mahamudra lineage is through the devotion and get the result is realization Mahamudra. So without the devotion, then not possible to recognize, realize the Mahamudra. So that's why when you meditate, always think about first Guru. And I, like close eye and think about Guru, supplication to the Gurus, and then going into the meditate Mahamudra, not just directly go to Mahamudra, very hard to get into that way. So when you meditate, it is like a couple minutes, think about the Gurus. And today, Guru is Jigten Sunggung. So think about the Jigten Sunggung. He is the embodiment of all these lineages and the teachers. And then ask blessing, and meditate, and then look to your own mind. And that's you have to follow when you meditate, practice. So then if you wanted to know more informations, each this Guru's whole strong devotion connection to the own Guru. Jigten Sunggung, when he heard about, Mahamudра's name, so he just body cannot standing, and kind of very strong shock, shaking, like his body, even heard names, and he then very strong devotion arise. He said, I wanted to go in to see the teacher, and whatever difficulty go through, then he left from East Tibet, went to Central Tibet to meet this Mahamudra. Very hardship through and meet the teacher. And then during that time, receive teaching, he said, it's all hardship, difficulty, whatever, they put and receiving teachings. Then Mahamudra has very strong devotion connect to the Gambopa. Gambopa has very strong Malarepa. So, this each stories we cannot go through everything, right? And then Malarepa has the same thing, Marpa Losawa. So this is the major teachers, but then each like Marpa Losa has many students, and not only Malarepa, we just thinking about only Malarepa. No, not only Malarepa. He has many students. They all has devotion to the Marpa Losawa. And Malarepa has many students, not only Gambopa. They all have very strong connection to the Malarepa devotion. So who has devotion, strong connections, and then their students are become realizer, through the devotion, practice, meditate, and become realizers. So realization is come from, source is devotion become. Do you understand? So that is the rare practitioner meditators. And different than our worldly, thinking and idea. So Dharma, is the practice like you. This has like actually two different kind. I see, my understanding is one is like you hear the teacher's name is become really strong connections. Even you never see the person, but have very strong connections. And when you meditate, always the effort in the mind, and you just feel very strong connection. Have some teachers, and then some like you receiving more teachings, more connections, and so then some we see the gurus and the teacher has like be more long together and become more strong connection and practice dharma, and also the teacher knows the person can hold that teaching lineage, become very strong connections too. So the many differences, like not always the same thing happening. Each individually connect with the guru is different reasons, kind of like different ways to arising devotion to the guru. Result is a good devotion, but the devotion arising many different, path or different source. Individual has different source. Do you understand? So that's why it's another is like when we practice more this meditate arising devotion to guru. So then also example, we have many gurus. I have many gurus. I think you also have many gurus. So many gurus, all these 5 different gurus, example, 5 different gurus. So you practice love, which guru has more love, you more connection to that person. Because your quality is love is more strong than others, right? So then the guru, which guru has more love, you feel that energy. You meditate like love, that teacher is kind of more effort to you and feeling connections. Then when you study Buddhist philosophy idea logically, like Dharma is really true, unmistaken, you feel very strong connection through your wisdom. That's called through the wisdom. So which guru has more Dharma knowledge, that teacher is effort to your mind, more connection to that one. And then some have a very strong connect with our guru has a more strong devotion, his guru, and you meditate, devotions arise to that guru, because that guru has a devotion to his guru, right? And that also receive your energy and feelings. Do you understand? So that's naturally happening. I see my guru, some has very strong connect to his gurus. So then that bring us to devotion too. That our gurus, they don't have good devotion to his gurus, then we cannot connect with that guru too. Very hard. So lineage is like, it's same as streaming is not strong there. So that's why, some my teacher has a very strong connection with his gurus. So when we devotion arise, connection to them guru is able to really easily in our mind. Because that is not only the person that has really, energy, subtle level, power, the Dharma, lineage is streaming. Do you understand? So that power energy you feel and arising devotion. Then someone meditate all the time, practice like most focus for meditating, maybe Mahamudra example, thinking about Mahamudra, meditate all the time. So you meditate your mind into the nature, meditation Mahamudra. Then guru is able to into your mind. So you can connect with more that person. Then some gurus, like practice always yadam deity. Very strong connection to the yadam. So you practice yadam deity, then that teacher is able to in your mind. very strong connect with their guru, you feel that guru and yidam is inseparable. So you cannot make separate. The yidam is guru, guru is yidam. You really feel inseparable. Do you understand? And when you meditate Mahamudra, so you are into nature's mind, nature states. Your connection to Guru is your own mind, nature, and the Guru's own nature is you feel is inseparable. You know, energy is kind of bring together. The power energy comes together. So that is called blessings. So without the devotion, you cannot have that connections. If you meditate in Mahamudra, you know, you let go thoughts, emotions, being there without the Guru, your mind is resting there, but not really arising something special qualities. Do you understand? And you have a connect with the Guru, your mind is into the nature states. Then you feel the Guru's energy, like Guru's nature is your own nature is inseparable. So that become, you know, is more strong and more become your mind is into the nature states. And your feeling is become bliss, joy, and you feel your Guru's nature, your own nature is inseparable. Then it's very strong devotion arise in your mind, you know, with this practice. Do you understand, no? Okay, so that's what the Guru Yoga means. Guru Yoga is not only you needed to think about a physical person. Yeah. So when you meditate love is, you know, meditate, the Guru's effort in your mind is become your love, Guru's love is inseparable. So Guru's love is the same as like, you know, hot throb, right? Your love is the same as the one of a cup of hot water. So you put that is your cup of hot water is the hot throb. It's become more bigger, more powerful, right? Do you understand? So that's the reuniting together. Then that means you're receiving the blessings. Your hot water, one cup hot water is just you can drink. You cannot go into in the cup. You cannot do the, you know, bath there. You cannot enjoy, you know, like hot tub, right? So Guru's like the bigger, and yours is very small, tiny. So this is going into the bigger one, and you have unlimited. You have source power. So that's why it's called Guru Yoga means. Otherwise, you're thinking about a person, why I have to respect to that person, why I have to bow down to that person. Then that is a misunderstanding. You know, thinking about worldly thoughts become. Okay. So then there has, you know, in this teaching usually talk about when share the teaching, teacher have to investigate students. Tradition, you know, students also have to investigate into the teachers. So that's the tradition. Really, teachers investigate students. They don't share you the teaching. Not only like really long time ago, still, you know, like I see Garchen Rinpoche, he has many Ru Guru. His Ru Guru is Khenpo Minser. So I meet the Khenpo Minser. He always investigates students. He don't give teachings. He just let you check, you know, that person has devotion, that person really can practice the Dharma or not. If the person not can practice the Dharma, I don't think he share the teachings. So another reason he stay very high attitude, higher level, and difficult place, but that reason is because he wanted to test students. Doesn't matter, I think, where is he is like high attitude, low attitude, you know, good weather, no good weather. For him, is I think it's pure all the time. Yeah, in the Buddha pure for him. But that place is, I think, is he testing for the students who can really practice the Dharma or not, you know, who can practice the Dharma, you know, they can stay there through the winter. So the house is, we don't have like this house. Yeah, the student comes there is is everyone carry their own luggage to come to like for Dharma to receive there, and they have to make something or they can get a tent. Only you have tents is great, to stay. So go through the whole winter and witness his teaching. He gave only some short, Hindu preliminary practice, but let them to do it is wait like go higher teaching is like let them wait like years. So that's investigating. He didn't say I'm investigating you, but we know recognize is he investigating students who cannot go through that, who cannot do that. Then he knows they cannot practice the Dharma. They just go home. So then student also investigating teachers. So that some teachings talk about teacher investigate student 3 years, student investigating teacher 3 years. They kind of also have traditions. So no, our case we just cannot do that. It's time changing, scale, everything is different. It's we long as we get Dharma connection, karmic imprints, and even we don't get realize this life, we have a connect to the future life, Dharma. So I think that's the most important already time due to the time, That's why Garcino Boche come to Ohio many years ago. He talked about clearly we cannot investigate teacher to students. You cannot find any students. Student investigate teachers. You cannot find any teachers. So that means like whether we don't investigate, long as you have opportunity, receive teaching, and practice, don't need to investigating, I think. So we don't have that also capacity to investigating. Capacity is like we have some levels understanding, the teacher's quality. We don't have that quality to investigate a teacher. Teacher also cannot investigating student because the student not always be with you 3 years. They can be with you only 3 hours. That kind of time already, this big generation time means. So it's no time to do that, right? So our case is like just we get connection to the Dharma and the karmic imprints and get blessing, devotion to this connect to the teaching. That's the most important. So then Guru Yoga, we know this devotion is important. Then they talk about the laws, each yanas. Vinayana tradition, Guru teacher need the most important is generosity, morality. Vinayana tradition, teacher, the quality is morality. Okay, Mahayana teaching, the teacher quality is compassion, and the Vajrayana teacher, teacher quality is lineage blessing, and Mahamudra. So that's the different yanas. Teachings require teachers' qualities. So then also dependent, right? You are in the monastery, you're going to giving to monks vow to others, that must the teacher has, morality. So all these vows and follow the morality, right? Without that, you cannot give to the vows to the monks. And that's why they require morality is the first purity. Doesn't matter you have compassion, realize without morality, they cannot do any of these things in the Vinayana like monastery tradition. Mahayana is essential is compassion. Without compassion, you don't have that, the spiritual quality too. So that's why I require compassion. Then Vajrayana tradition, lineage blessing, and Guru Yoga, devotion, Mahamudra. So this is the essential important. So now we go to the Mahamudra teaching. So this is the third verses 3 is the Guru Yoga. Verses 4 is Mahamudra. As long as the clothes accumulations of thoughts did not disperse in the vastness of the space, the nature of mind, the planes and the stars of the two folds, knowledge are without splendor. Therefore, make effort concerning a mind that is free from thought. So our mind is the same as, space. It's empty, clear, present, same as space. But everything is cannot, this space, example is everything cannot be same as space in the mind. Just only emptiness, aspects is the same as space. Mind nature is the same as space because emptiness aspect. So the mind nature has more quality aspects than actually space. Only one example, one aspect example, you can follow this space. So our mind is the same as space, and then thought, emotion is the same as clouds. If thoughts close is not go away, close is not go away, you cannot see the sun, you cannot see the moon, you cannot see the stars. If our thoughts, emotions not go away, so you cannot get, true omniscient wisdom. So true omniscient wisdom is omniscient wisdom, this true omniscient wisdom is called purify two obscurations, and then true omniscient wisdoms arise to the enlightened beings. Purify afflictive emotion, obstacle, and purify obstacle to the knowledge. So these two obstacle purified, result is then true omniscient of wisdom is seeing true nature and seeing all the relative cause and effect. So realize true omniscient wisdom is like seeing own nature, realize seeing all the causes and the effect, karma cause and effect other beings, seeing, recognize three terms, knowing past, knowing present, knowing future, not only them, so every single beings, cause and effect, they're seeing, recognized. So that's called true omniscient wisdom. Do you understand? Okay. So this true omniscient wisdom is not arising without purify two obscurations, two obscurations, yeah? These two obscurations, the same as the clouds.
The two wisdoms. We know the two obscurations, but what are the two wisdoms?
True wisdom is knowing your own true nature, realize Mahamudra, and knowing all the three terms, cause and effect. Yeah. So that's the true omniscient wisdom. And we use lots, in the Buddhist ritual, the peacock feather. I think that has the reasons, the peacock feather, use lots for the ritual things. Peacock feather has so many colors, right? So many different colors. So we don't know this, each colors causes conditions. So Buddha has omniscient wisdom. He knowing this is example, he knowing each peacock's feather, color has different causes, conditions. So omniscient wisdom, seeing clearly, each color has different causes, conditions, peacock's feather color. So that is the, means Buddha's knowledge, wisdom, knowing all the cause and the effect. He knows the karma cause and the effect. So that's the reason I think we use lots of peacock feather. Another reason peacock feather is a clean. They're called about clean. I don't know that is right or wrong. Peacock never doing the sexual things. So they get eye tears. Female get eye tears from the man, and then create a baby through the tears. I don't know that I heard, but we have to investigate that. So
I think my mother told me this story when I was.
That's the reason is clear, clean. You can clean the other things. Okay, so we have to think about it. That's I don't know. I saw that in the writings, but we don't know. In Tibet, we don't have peacocks, so we don't have idea this. It's all these traditions come from India. The many things. Okay. So true omniscient wisdom arise. So now here says, if thoughts do not disappear in the vastness of space, the nature of mind. So that is the most important. How do our thoughts, emotion is disappear into the natural state? Can you do that? Here it says, okay, thoughts do not disappear in the vastness of space, the nature of mind. So if thoughts, emotions not dissolve into the nature, then you cannot realize.
So if the thoughts are being compared to clouds.
The clouds is not dissolved into the space. You cannot see the stars. Yeah, you cannot see the moon and the sun. Sun is very powerful, but some days we cannot see. So our emotional thoughts is, very tight clouds. So our nature is very powerful, but due to these thoughts, emotions, you cannot see. So that's why we have a thoughts, emotion, we have to dissolve to the nature. And the same is like this clouds is dissolved to the space. Yeah. So that's this Mahamudra practice main point. So now how to dissolve these thoughts, emotions? How are you going to dissolve?
Mahamudra.
You cannot, if there has a, in the space has a large clouds, you can use the knife, weapons, cut or destroy this clouds or no? Even airplane ghosts cannot destroy, right?
You have to simply wait for them to pass.
So yeah, you have to, what do you say?
Simply wait for them to
simply
pass.
wait to then
For them to pass.
To the past means like that just we have to go away, right? Until that we cannot destroy. So that means like your thoughts, your emotion, you cannot destroy. You're using some, your weapons, or you're using something in these worldly things. You cannot destroy your thoughts, emotions. Can you? No, right? We cannot destroy, okay? So then which only can destroy thoughts, emotions? Not destroy, like we say transformed or dissolved. Only Mahamudra meditation can dissolve thoughts, emotions. So that's why Mahamudra is more powerful than any other than any nature, right? Mahamudra practice. So Mahamudra practice is more powerful than emotions. Mahamudra practice is more powerful than thoughts. So Mahamudra practice only can dissolve these thoughts, emotions. So then how do we practice this? Then that's the, like in the key is like introduce natural mind. So teachers have to introduce your own nature. Then student practitioners have to meditate, practice. So that then you can, dissolve all thoughts, emotions. Otherwise, you don't recognize Mahamudra, then you don't have this, what is like, something we use like dissolve emotion. You don't have that, right? We don't have Mahamudra right now. Do you? So we don't have Mahamudra, okay? That means like we don't have that recognize own nature. So recognize own nature is Mahamudra. So that's why first step is introducing to the own nature. We have to recognize what means Mahamudra, what means our own natural mind. If you don't know your own natural mind, you don't know Mahamudra, then not possible to meditate. If you shoot the arrow, you don't have a target. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we have to know the own nature. So now we have to listen to the Jigten Sunggun's, teaching. He introducing natural mind for us. So how to he introducing natural mind is, our mind is the same as a space. Mind is the same as a space. So thoughts, emotion is the same as the clouds. And the thoughts, emotions is you dissolve into your own nature, then you realize, omniscient wisdom. So we have to dissolve these thoughts, emotions. How to dissolve? How do we recognize our own nature? So the key, I think, main point is, we have mind or no? Yes? Okay, so this Mahamudra has a preliminary practice. Is another like usually called song, name, draw, song, that means where is it come from mind? Song, source, where is it, our mind's source come from? Song, where is abide? Song, name, draw, where is mind going, So we have to checking our mind. Actually, it's kind of mindful, mindful consciousness meditation. So that is the first step actually. Mindful consciousness meditation is you use your mindful, you watch your consciousness. Okay, how do you use mindful? Mindful is kind of your brain. Your brain, watch your heart, center your mind. Actually, they don't have two minds, but kind of like goes to these two locations all the time, our minds, right? When you think about, use some mindful means like coming from through your brains. And resting, watching object is always in the heart center area. The mind is location to these two areas, yeah? So consciousness, mindful consciousness meditations, you use this mindful and then looking to your mind. Where is it going? Where is abide? Where is going? You cannot see it come from. You cannot see it abide. You cannot find seeing is going somewhere, So that means your mind is like, you recognize same as space, means it's emptiness. Otherwise, you think I have mind, thinking about yesterday, thinking about tomorrow, like, oh, right now here. So this is not nature. This is a consciousness, right? Not natural mind. Natural mind is the same as space, means no going, no coming, no abide. Your seeing is emptiness. Your mind is emptiness. So when you see your mind's emptiness, your awareness, then that means like, your awareness have to looking into your own nature. So that's the, how to looking awareness, looking into your own nature. This, when I share the teaching and when we meditate, it's kind of like different experience. Different experience means talk the teaching, and when you meditate, not exactly words like you hearing. When you meditate, your own experience, feeling is not go together. Do you understand? So if it goes together, then your meditation is not Mahamudra, still conceptual thoughts. Because using words, sharing teaching is conceptual, right? So when you meditate, is you feel different, but words is like, is without words we cannot introduce. That's why using the words, but words is no Mahamudra. So then how do we practice Mahamudra, introduce natural mind is, usually the teachers first this log the mind, investigate, you see the mind's emptiness. Then you look to this present mind, the present moment. This present moment, the mind, nature is empty. It is awareness. It is clear. It is present. So that is the natural mind. You cannot have any other than this present moment mind. Natural mind means. Natural mind is this present mind. This present mind, awareness, and you meditate, you not shut down everything, okay? No nothingness, awareness, clear, right? Present, awareness. But it is not physically exist. It's emptiness. It's the same as space. Empty. And emptiness, awareness is not separate. It's inseparable. So that means like your mind, empty, awareness, clear, all this is inseparable. When you let go all the thoughts, let go all the emotions, all this goes where your awareness watching through your mind. Your mind is present, clear, awareness, no any thoughts. You feel something different, It's not really subject and object, anything there. It's called non-conceptual, means your mind is really resting its own state. So not following thoughts, emotions. So mind states, it is own natural states. So that is the natural mind. Then you have to maintaining that, have to practice, called meditating. Do you understand? So first you have to know like what is Mahamudra. Mahamudra means no thoughts. Long as you have thoughts, you cannot see that mind. You have emotions, you cannot see that mind. You cannot see present, clear, awareness, empty, inseparable, be there. You cannot see that. So thoughts, emotions go, and you're resting there, you see your own nature. So you stay in that state, then you have your kind of your own experience called That is the beyond the words. We cannot explain that, the nature on, how to say your own experience. No one can explain. Even you cannot explain yourself. So then you have your certainty arise. Certainty is like no, this is the right. You have certainty, but sometimes the problem is when this nature is arising, you are into that nature state. You first right away is then same time it's right, like then you already concept your thoughts. You kick out yourself. That's always happening. And when you're into that nature, it's very hard to get into very subtle that empty, present, clear moments. Inseparable feeling is peaceful, joy. You don't want to stop anything. There. Then into that nature state, you don't have fears. So like you look to yourself, I'm going to die right now. It's nothing going to die. That means like you're free from fears. So that's also called free from death. Means like in the nature state, free from death, but not on the conceptual level. We're not talking about free from death. Conceptual level, in the delusion, dualistic, we have death. We have fears so strong. This negative emotions very strong. Our suffering, delusions very strong. But we say this is not exist. Then delusion, conceptually, we whatever we say, this is not exist. Everything exists for us. You say emotions not exist, but only words. We say emotion not exist, but actually emotions exist. Like emotion comes, you cannot control yourself. That means emotions exist in the relative level, in the conceptual, in this non-dualistic state. No exist means truly the no exist means when you are in the meditation states, you are into the non-dual, that moments, then this form is no exist, or form is empty. Emptiness is a form is no other than emptiness. Because your mind is no fixation, grasping to the forms. Then form is like you feels like that moment is no exist. So that's why, this realizers, when they are in the natural states, they touch the hands in the object, then they can paint in the hand painted in the rocks. Because that time, they are in the nature and the form is no exist. For them, no fixation, no grasping. No, I have this is my table, right? I need this, it's a fixation already there. Conceptual thoughts. I cannot put my handprint here, right? So this is a table. This realizers means like when they are in the natural states, non-draw, non-conceptual, in that state, this table is no exist. So in that time, and that touching this table can be make, fingerprint. The reason is because for them it's like that moment, table is no exist. So they have the realization means they has this realization. That's why Malarepa can go through the rocks. Rock mountain, he flew into the rock mountain to other side. For him, it no exist. So for our perception, this space is exist, and no space is empty. In this also example says space is empty, right? But Malarepa hold the space and he hit the hammer, like make the songs. So that means like you have that own true nature state. This everything's like become just, they have ability to transform, changed. So that is the miracle power means. Miracle power, true miracle power is come from realization, Mahamudra. Make sense or no? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so So that's the, like when you are into the nature state, at that time you don't have fears. And then that moments, then you are your own guru. You seeing your true own guru. You seeing your own yadam deity. It's very powerful state. So that's why, we have to discover all this, everything within ourselves. We need support, all this dharma, teachers, teachings, objects is support. But the truth is, like, we have discovering everything ourselves, not come from somewhere else. So then the meditation is hardest is maintaining, even you see like sometimes a glimpse, sometimes we call glimpse, means like moments sometimes happen but then go away, because this conceptual is arising. You cannot stay in be the natural state. So you, before go to meditate, you supplication guru yadam, and is followed by this mind generation, and then you can into the natural state. You can be still like some moments, through these blessings and the power of guru, power of yadam, power of dharma, all these connections. You can be in the natural states moments, I think. But due to our karmic imprint, conceptual thoughts is very strong. That's why you cannot stay all the time there, right? If you can stay all the time there, you're already enlightenment. So we can stay like maybe short times, could be, yeah. It's thoughts arise, emotion arise, right? Where this conceptual is come to you. So then that time is the hardest for the meditative practitioners, easily lost. So what we have to do is the, thoughts arising, recognize. That's the most important, but harder to recognize. When you meditate, you are in the nature, thoughts arise, very hard to recognize, right? Then you follow the thoughts. Your body is meditating, but your mind is not there. Mind is already gone. So couple days ago, where I don't know, I talked to like our minds the same is like time travelers. Time travelers. I watched one movie, time traveler. He come back house and then he don't know when he goes. The cloth is live there, cloth live there, and the gone. Person is gone. Do you know that movie?
No. What's it called?
Time traveler. Time travelers.
Time travelers.
Yeah, time travelers. Time travelers is is a spirit kind of the part of a human being, but part of a spirits too. And so that's it's also like not only human beings, like there has a spirit. Time travelers means like the between the human being and the time travelers. In some area, they're happening lots this due to the conditions. So in Tibet, like high normal, some areas people cannot sleep daytimes in the in the mountain themselves, because this spirits take away. They're lost like 3 months, 4 months. Person lost, they come back after 3-4 months. Then there's all these different informations for the spirits informations. So that kind of happening, right? And then time traveler means like same, they also be with us together, same human being with us, but then same moment they're gone. They don't have a control themselves. They're gone. So they only live cloth, right? So you meditate, thoughts arise, your mind is gone. Your body is only there,
The other way around.
So then your body is only there, your mind is not there. So then you don't know when you can bring back your mind again. You don't know when these time travelers come back to home. So your mind is time travelers. right? It comes, goes, comes, goes.
Yeah.
They use this body a little bit, some moments, then go. They don't stay with you. So that's why meditator means like we have to recognize thoughts arising. The thoughts arise. This Mahamudra method is not rejecting thoughts, just recognize thoughts. And then you just go back to meditate. Then thoughts naturally release themselves. That means like, see, this cloud is dissolved to the space. Cloud is dissolved to the space, right? Thoughts is dissolved to the nature. You don't chasing the thoughts. If you don't recognize, you chasing the thoughts. So then emotion arise. Emotion arise. The emotion also you recognize. Anger is arise. Then that moment you be in the nature, meditate. It's very hard to subdue your anger, upset, and attachment, desire, this like comes arising. It's very hard to subdue it right away, Do you understand? The meditator, of course, Mahamudra, the high level meditators arising right away, they're subdued, destroyed in the nature. Very good kind of actors, the meditator, really high levels, I think. The actors like laughing and right away cry, cry and right away laughing, right? So we cannot do that, right? Do you? I don't know. I cannot do that. If I cry, they kept like a couple of days, I think. If I laugh, like, it's then still like, it is like 10 minutes. Short, but it's like still little, cannot do right away change. So, same, when thought, emotion comes, it's still a little longer. Very hard to subdue. Do you think so or no? Yeah, so that's why, there's a emotion arise. So meditators use this different kind of method in there. Different kind of method. During you're in the meditation states, hard to, I think, the emotion always come. I mean, the anger arises there because you are in the meditating, calm, relaxed, mind resting. Very hard to anger arise, right? That moment. But thoughts arise. The thoughts bring you the anger and attachment, desire, right? Yes. Okay, so then that's why we have to stop always the thoughts first. When thoughts arise, recognize, dissolve to the nature. So you use that method often and often, you have become more ability. You are more actors again, actors. Then you can change it right away, So change it right away. And then some days, like, if you are not in the meditating, right? Anger arise. You right away recognize your anger is arise. So then you right away you recognize anger arise. They have two methods. It's Mahamudra. Usually the method using is watch the anger. They say watch the anger. Anger arises. You recognize and then log to the anger. Watch the anger. Okay, so you see the anger it is self is emptiness. Anger is just kind of air, It's not. Anger is exists permanently. Something true there, but it is empty, just air. Right? You see that anger. You meditate. Log that anger. Anger is object of meditation. Right? You anger and you are make separate. Usually anger control you because like same is you are stuck in the big river. You don't know how to swim. You are stuck there. Dying, sinking in the water. Right? That is like us. Like when emotion comes, anger comes like anger control us. We are stuck there already. So no, you recognize your anger, then you see the anger, low to the anger is, you see harsh, like big flooding water. You are not stuck in there. You see that. You are not in there. It's become, you can watch, you are separate, right? You are not suffering there. So same, you watch the anger itself is empty. So anger, you watch and be that in the moment, meditate. Anger is naturally release, is its own space, means like this space is dissolved to the, the cloud is dissolved to the space. Anger is dissolved into the nature state. So that's the method, the practice. No understand, do you know? But it's hardest, very hard. So we are always stuck in the flood and water together, right? So
And is there any kind of investigation that they use as a method to dismantle the thought?
no, this one is you cannot investigating.
No.
Yeah, because it's you are meditating, rest in mind psychical level. So then you release anger is its own nature state. Dissolve to anger, and anger is purified. Anger is purified, anger is released on state. So whatever we call the name, it's just anger is dissolved to the own nature. Then same, like other emotion, whatever arise, you recognize, low to that emotion, the emotion is dissolved to in the own nature state. So then that is like become meditator practitioner, more higher level meditator practitioners. Means anger is become source of wisdom, desire is a source of wisdom, attachment is a source of wisdom. Because you can liberate anger, you can liberate all this more, you have become more practitioners. So that's the this main point is here close, I think. Thoughts is do not is a take order. You think thoughts do, or disappear in the vastness of space in the nature of mind. So you have ability, then these thoughts, emotions dissolve into the nature space. Then planes star of twofold knowledge are without splendor. So then all the enlightening qualities arising. So you want enlightenment quality, you don't remove the emotion, then you can have the enlightening qualities or no? Mm-hmm. No, right? Because this, clouds not go away, you're not possible to see the sun and the stars. So sun and the stars is always there. The nature quality is always there, but thoughts, emotions, due to that we cannot see our own nature. That's why we have to let go. The transform emotion. Therefore, make effort concerning a mind that is free from thoughts. So that's Mahamudra. Time is, I think, almost gone. So now we go to the next one. Fifth one, the last one. When you do not polish the wish-fulfilling gem, the true accumulation with aspiration prayers, the necessary and desire result will not arise. So I always take out the note. Result will arise. You can, become changed, totally different, anger, right? Mm-hmm. Take out the note. In or T. You take out that words, become, it's affirmation. Affirmation is a quality.
There's that when you do polish.
Yeah, when you do polish, yeah.
When you
desired results will arise. Just instead of framing it in a negative,
yeah,
frame it in a positive.
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, either way, so you have to understand, you know, all these are like five of them. Make therefore efforts concerning the concluding dedication. So this is the last one is conclusion. So yesterday you take the exam, right? Kind of. No one passed actually. So preliminary is which one? Just tell me directly, no need to load the notes. Bodhicitta, okay? What is the mean practice? Okay, so then this is a conclusion. Okay, now we are dedication conclusion. It's number 5, but it's actually third.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
The bodhicitta.
Yes. Mm. Okay, so you all get. So,
And then conclusion.
so this, you know, when you do the polish, the wish fulfilling gem, you know, do the polish, you do the, you know, dedication. Dedication is the same as polish. Means you have wish fulfilling gem, you have to polish the make shine, you know, then the wish fulfilling gem, right? That you fill your desires. This is an example, okay, wish fulfilling giver. The ancient term wish fulfilling giver means you do something aspirations. The whatever you desires come from there. Fair you know. You get or no?
Wish fulfilling in the old times it would grant your wishes.
Yeah, granting wishes.
I want $1 million and poof.
Yeah. So you want $1 million, you know, your desire that if long as you have a wish fulfilling giver, this $1 million come.
This is like outer level wish fulfilling jewel.
Yeah. So that is an example, but you don't need to think, okay, this is correct or incorrect. So our, you know, this practice to accumulation merit. To accumulation merit is bodhicitta and yadam deity. Guru yoga is another one group. Mahamudra is one group. That's why 2 become. Okay. Do you understand? So Mahamudra is wisdom. And other 3 is called method. So this is called true accumulation. They come together, it's called true accumulation merit. Yeah. So now you have wish fulfilling giver. You have to use that. If you don't use, you don't polish, the wish fulfilling not going to shine. No give you $1 million. So okay. So now you have to polish, means like you have to do aspiration, dedicating. You have already wish fulfilling giver is true accumulation relations, merit you have.
And dedication is grouped with bodhicitta.
So dedication is like hold together and, you know, they become the makes work. Yeah.
It makes it work.
Yes,
It makes work. Yeah.
dedication is when you're dedicating also to the like the bodhicitta in the end, so that all rises all up at the same time, like it just no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anyway, when you do not polish, if you don't do the dedication, the wish fulfilling gem, the true accumulation is, you know, this other 4 with aspiration prayers. So without this dedication prayer, the necessary and the desire result will not arise. So your desire is not arise.
Because then that would be only desire, and that's what you were explaining yesterday, that then it wouldn't, or the other day, that then it wouldn't fulfill because it's a personal desire and it's not a whole desire for the highest good of all beings, no?
So I don't remember what I told you yesterday. Okay. So desire is here is you know, you cannot have a desire your own, right? And that is become like my own desire. That's we have already. And this is wish fulfilling giver. make chanting means desires. This true accumulation is sharing for other beings. So that's the the point. Desire, desire not arise, otherwise not arise. Make therefore effort, consonant, concluding dedication. So conclusion is dedication. The song of realization of the 5 realms of Mahamudra composed by how is in Acharasa. Oh, this is composed by us Choban Jiktin Sumgon. So Choban Jiktin Sumgon is composed means not the writing, right? Someone, right now we have so many writers. So this is no writer's right. It's come from clairvoyant wisdom. Arise this song. So these realizers stay in the nature, or this song is arising. They like to sing become. This all teaching comes from the heart and clairvoyant wisdom. So that's the song of realization. So now we have to do dedication together.
Yes. Make it work.
We have to make the work for this practice. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gambopa, Pamutropa Lord Gompa, please be stopping us. Most auspicious bless our Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who travels on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent in the precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the Vero realized the automic state, and as did the Samantabhadra, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtue collected in 3 times, by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Guru Digompa Ranashir, who is omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. Trashidale. Trashidale. Thank you, Sangha. See you tomorrow in the practice. Or in the next week. Thank you, Trashidale.
There's one hand raised. You don't have time for questions, Kempo?
Thank you, Kempo.
I'm still in the Mahamudra. I don't hear anything, no.
Okay.
I don't hear any questions, so Trashidale.
Okay. Bye.
The font is, I don't hear any questions. They have a question? No, right? No, yeah.
Yes, Ed has a question. His hand's raised. Ask to unmute. There.
Good morning, Rinpoche. Oh, let's see.
Tashidala, yes.
Oh, how does Tashideli, how does this relate to when we need to put thoughts together to construct an intellectual model or solution where we need to see a previous thought, hold it in memory, and then add a new thought to it, and then another one, because it's a complex intellectual question that needs sustained cognition, thinking to answer. So if we just liberate all the thoughts every time they come up, we can accumulate a certain kind of intellectual wisdom. So like Nagarjuna, like he kept thoughts in his mind, right? When he analyzed things, like he thought a lot, right?
Yes, I think so. He kept thinking lots about how to debating with this.
So how does that relate to
and Shavakas?
Right?
I think that is a core intellectual meditation.
Well, how does that relate to Mahamudra?
Oh, today teaching is Mahamudra, resting mind meditation.
But if we bring Mahamudra to our everyday life, that's the goal, right?
Yes.
So we want, if we're a teacher or we're a plumber, or we want to be Mahamudra. We want to be in Mahamudra while we teach. If a school teacher, I'm a school teacher, I have to think about how to teach children. I have to put thoughts together. Oh, I should do that, and then
Mahamudra is the opposite of that. When you're thinking about today, I'm going to teach how to teach. So look to that thoughts, and then the thought is empty, and then you rest in your mind. Don't think about the score. Score is gone that time.
So we can't bring this. I mean, like in Dzogchen, though, when you teach that, we remain in Rigpa all the time, right? We bring it to our daily life. We have to sustain the amount of time we can stay in Rigpa. But I mean, are you saying that when we go back to our conventional life, we don't seek to remain in Rigpa?
So this, you have thoughts, wanted to do something, sharing this teaching for your students. That is called conceptual thoughts, right? Do you accept?
Yes.
Okay, then Rigpa Mahamudra means you recognize you have that thoughts and look to that thoughts. The thoughts is disappear into the space, empty. Then that moment you look to your mind, you that time, then you not thinking about your sugor how to teaching. Your mind is resting. So that's Mahamudra. Then you keep maintaining your practice. When you have a thoughts, recognize that moment to look to that and despair under thoughts, then you can think about again how to teach again. You can come back again.
So then it sounds like you're making two different states of mind. One is Mahamudra, where the thought comes up and I release it. But then there's another one. I guess I thought we needed to be mindful all the time.
Yes, yes.
So what's the difference between the mindfulness when I'm thinking, oh, I need to teach the kids how to add 2 + 2, and I sit down and I write, okay, first bring out the objects and then show them to the kids. Those are all thoughts I need to put together. I need to be mindful of that process, right? When I'm thinking those thoughts, I thought the idea was that I would know I was doing it, while I was doing it, and that was practice. Just like if I'm a carpenter and I'm banging the nail in, I'm being mindful, so that doesn't extend up to. So I thought what it was if you're planning something, you can see those thoughts as empty and still know and still use the information. Like if I said I need to, if I'm a carpenter, I need to put the nail here. That's an empty thought, right?
So the relative true and absolute true. So cannot mix it, I think. So no, it's good. It's like you make the post meditation first. Don't think about, I think, this. I mean, we have post meditation and meditation. So all these questions come from post meditation, not in the meditation. Okay.
Yeah.
So these questions come from post meditation. That's why we have to make more stable in the meditation. So otherwise, that kind of, right now you question that we have these questions come often and often. So that means, like, I think we have to create more meditation. Then you have ability to pause meditation, is bring very close to the meditation. But no, these two is very far away each other, space and this earth. So then this earth cannot be space. Sky, I mean, the space means sky, like very high level, depth level, and earth is grown low level, so this cannot be together. So this meditation, post meditation is too far away each other, so no ability to bring together. So then that means, like, just post meditation is worldly activity, or is worldly activity. We cannot, like, bring to the, like, say this is Mahamudra, this is Dharma, still is worldly activity. So the individual, person has the meditation stays very strong, then they knows how to use this post meditation activities bring into the non-draw Mahamudra, but it's too far away, harder to give you answer. Thank you. Rashidele.
So just to be clear, there is no teaching tonight at 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's no teaching tonight, and today is finished the whole time Mahamudra.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.